Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. That's how you say hello in Japanese. Let's say it together. Ko. Ko. Ni. Ni. Chi. Chi. Wa. Wa. All together. Konnichiwa. What does it mean? Hello. How do you say it? Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to share some Japanese culture with you. We'll have a festival, a matsuri. In Japan, there are festivals, or matsuris, almost every month. They have matsuris to celebrate New Year's. Planting rice, cutting rice, the first spring's flowers, good luck in catching fish. Probably everything that has been important in Japanese life is celebrated by a matsuri. The matsuris often begin with the parade. At the front of our parade comes the Japanese flag. You will hear the taiko drums and see the people in the town pulling a fancy float, carrying people made to look like ancient rulers or characters from old myths. Our parade also has the shishimai, the ancient dragon. The shishimai comes from the Chinese belief that the earth is a sleeping dragon. Sometimes the tenyu, or demons, bother the dragon and he wakes up. That's when we have earthquakes or other natural disasters. The tenyu wears a red mask with a long nose. Here comes the matsuri. Children sing for New Year's, which is called Oshogatsu. Holiday in Japan. This is the only holiday when everything seems to close down for a few days. Children count the days and help prepare as New Year approaches. At midnight on New Year's Eve, bells ring throughout Japan 108 times. On the 108th stroke, New Year has been born. Oshogatsu is the Japanese word for just right. Houses have been scrubbed, rooms cleaned, and all toys put in order. Houses look new and are ready for another year. People believe that this cleanliness and orderliness will bring them good fortune and much happiness in the coming year. Special foods have been prepared for the coming days. Shimenawas are hung over the doors to keep the house is clean and in good spirits. Let's watch Bethany hang the Shimenawa up. On New Year's morning, the family washes in special water and dresses in their new clothes. Everyone drinks otoso, a sweet wine. It is believed that otoso has the power to keep you from getting sick this year. Friendship and happiness is the keynote as people go out and visit their friends. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu is repeated over and over. Children are given envelopes of money by the adults who are family friends during this time. This is also a time for families to make mochi for the coming year. Mochi is rice that has been pounded into a paste. This can then be cooked many ways in soups. On New Year's, it is made into a sweet. As the pounding continues, each person takes a turn. Children have time to play with their friends and visit. Many times you can find children playing Utagarute, a card game like concentration. Boys enjoy takoage, kite flying. These kites are usually designed and made at home. Bright colors are used to attract attention. Many times, boys will use the design of an important samurai or warrior in hopes that his kite might win. Sometimes a group of boys will make a big kite to challenge another boys' group. Girls enjoy a game similar to badminton called hanitsuki. They play with beautifully decorated paddles. Sometimes when a girl is in a shot, she's dabbing a bit of ink or powder on her face. It is all in fun. How are these girls doing? Finally, after 14 days of celebration, this season of joy, goodwill, and renewal comes to an end, and people go back to work. A common poem word at this time was written by a Zen priest and goes like this.
Cranes have the life of 1,000 years. Tortoises have the joy of 10,000 years. May your life prosper and continue longer than cranes, tortoises, and bamboo.
Osho God for the Just Right Standard has arrived again for the next 12 months. Before we tell you more about Japan's culture, maybe this is a good time to make sure you know where Japan is. Japan is an island almost straight across the Pacific Ocean from California, 5,000 miles away. It is a little bigger than California, but it has 4 times as many people living there. 2 of the most famous cities are Tokyo and Kyoto. Down here is a small city named Toba. It is Santa Barbara's sister city. Maybe you can visit there someday. Most of Japan is beautiful tall mountains. They are so steep that not many people live out there. Most of the people live on only 1/4 of the land located on the coast. Most of the flat land in Japan is either filled with farms or crowded cities. During World War II, the United States and Japan were enemies. The war ended when the United States dropped an atom bomb on 2 cities in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Millions of people died, and some people are still sick with cancer caused by radiation from bombs. Since the war 45 years ago, the United States and Japan have become partners. We both have very modern countries, and we buy and sell many products from each other. Raise your hand if your family owns anything made by this company. Sony, Nissan, Honda, Toyota, and Nintendo. Just about everybody. Those are all the names of the Japanese companies that make things we buy. We see the support that Americans know about the Japanese culture, because we are very connected. you ever tried to read a puzzle backwards and upside down? That's what Japanese looks like to me. A Japanese student has to learn 3 different alphabets and about 4,000 characters called kanji. Here's the character or kanji for Japan, which is called Nippon in Japanese. First, I'll make a shape that you can imagine is the sun. Under it, it kind of looks like a tree with roots. Japan means root of the sun. It looks like a tree, doesn't it? Did you notice the big red sun on the Japanese flag? Japan is known as the land of the rising sun. Brushes, ink, and mark paper are used when writing. That means you can't erase a mistake. Each brushstroke is carefully made and in a special order. Students practice writing for many hours in school, as well as at home. Konnichiwa means hello, and is written like this in one of the alphabets. Can you read it? Say, ko, ni, chi, wa. All together. Konnichiwa. If you want to say goodbye, you say sayonara. Let's try. Sa, yo, na, ra. Sayonara. Thank you is arigato. Let's say it. Ga, so. Arigato. Can you say all 3? Hello is konnichiwa. Goodbye is sayonara. And thank you is arigato. Doitashimashite, which means you are welcome. It is one of my favorite words. I remember it because it sounds like don't touch my mustache. Doitashimashite. Try it. Doi, itashi, mashite. Learning to speak Japanese can be fun. It's easy to count to 5. Listen carefully and I'll teach you. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Think of 1, 2, 3, 4, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Now it's your turn. 1, 2, 3, go. Now we'll test you. What's itchy plus knee? That's right, sun. What's knee plus sun? Right again. Go. Isn't that easy? Now let's say hello. Konnichiwa. And goodbye. Sayonara. You did a great job. Arigato. A traditional pastime for boys and girls in Japan is the art of paper folding, known as origami. Kids start paper folding at a young age, as they teach each other how to make various shapes. Origami is used to make decorations as well as containers for gifts. Special paper is used, which is often bright and colorful, with bright, intricate designs. Paper is square and the folds need to be exact. Our examples today are larger than the traditional origami. Today, Tim is holding a box which could be used for presents or pencils on your desk. Kenny is making a frog, while Jenny is making a crane. Jerry made a hat which you can make. Most of you already know how to make one game using origami. Let's watch Leah create and use the fortune teller. You will have a long life. Haiku is a type of poetry Japanese. Listen to the structure poems and see if you can figure out what they all have in common. I saw tigers. They're my favorite thing. They're white and black. Frogs jump very high. They jump high to get the bug. They're very fun to watch. I like cranes. Cranes can live very long. Cranes are big. Do any of you have an idea? Most of tell about nature. We're going to give these articles on nature a few lucky people. A very beautiful ceremony in Japan is the tea ceremony. All it consists of is going to visit someone and drinking tea and eating a few little candies. But over the centuries, the tea ceremony has become a special art. People take lessons to learn how to boil and serve the special green tea for the ceremony. They also take lessons to learn how to be a guest at the tea ceremony. We are very lucky because Mrs. Sato, who is Yoshi's mother, has come today to show us the tea ceremony. Let's welcome her by saying Konnichiwa and bowing. Konnichiwa. Japanese people bow often to each other as part of their politeness. Mrs. Sato is wearing a beautiful summer kimono called a yukata. On her feet are tabbies. Let's watch her set up tea ceremony utensils. Jennifer and Natalie will be our guest teachers today. We need a volunteer from the audience to learn the tea ceremony. When you come into a Japanese home, you must take off your shoes. Japanese people never wear their shoes in their homes. They wear slippers or socks or bare feet, and they offer slippers to their guests. Mrs. Sato offers her guests some candy because the Japanese ceremony tea is sort of bitter. Mrs. Sato has a beautiful lacquer container holding powder tea. It's great color. She measures some matcha with a bamboo teaspoon. She puts the matcha in a special bowl called chawan. Every movement is done exactly the same way every time. The way she picks up the spoon and puts it down is something she practiced over and over in her lessons, so that she could do it so smoothly that it looks easy. She adds some hot water and then quickly whisks the tea with a bamboo chasen until it is foamy. Then she sets it down for the guests. Here comes the second part of the lesson. The guests are served one at a time. First, we bow to Mrs. Sato to thank her. Then, we bow to the guest next to us. Pick up the teacup with both hands. Turn it 3 times so that the design is facing the tea master. That way, others can admire the chawan as you drink. If possible, drink all the tea before you set it down again. It's actually polite to flip the last lip noisily does enjoy taste. After drink, carefully put the cup down in front of you and admire it. Each chawan is special and different and beautiful. Finally, you set it further in front of you. Now, the second guest will drink. First, she bows to Mrs. Sato, then picks up the bowl, turns it 3 times, and drinks. How does it taste? A little bitter? She sets the cup down and admires it. Finally, she sets it in front and bows to the tea master. Thank you, Mrs. Sato. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Let's shift from quiet to lights to one of the most exciting days in Japanese child year. In the beginning of October, every elementary school in Japan has a sports day on Saturday. It's not strange for Japanese to be on school on Saturday because they go to school until noon every Saturday. The sports day is called undokai. The whole school, plus their parents, run races, silly relays, gymnastics, and folk dances all day long. The kids practice for weeks and they do their best. Here's our own undokai team. They've been warming up as we talk. Before they start, they all shout, which means I'll do my best. Now we'll show you a few of the gymnastic tricks that the Japanese students learn. The only difference is that the Japanese kids do these things on the school dirt playground. It's time for a folk dance. Most Japanese learn this dance in school. They do it at Matsuris all through their life. It's called Tarko Bushi. It's a dance about bull riders. The steps tell a story. Bethany, Kenny, and Diana will show you the steps before we do the dance. First they dance and call. Then they throw it on the pile. They go back for some more. Then they shove the cart full of coal. And finally push away the bushes to dig some more coal.
watch a whole dance.
Japan has two holidays that are just for boys and girls. Hinamatsuri on March 3rd is Girls' Day, and May 5th is Tango no Seiko, or Boys' Day. On Hinamatsuri, girls put on their best kimonos and have a party.
A kimono is a long, traditional Oriental robe.
It has big sleeves. In the olden days, it used the sleeves like pockets and kept things in them. The kimono was held in place with a long sash called an obi. Both boys and girls and men and women wear kimonos on special occasions.
For several weeks before March 3rd, many families set up a beautiful display of dolls. There are 15 dolls in the whole set, and they are placed on a set stand of 5 steps. Usually, the dolls are made of porcelain and dressed in beautiful fabrics like this one. We've made our Hinamatsuri dolls out of origami paper.
The top 2 dolls represented Japanese lord and his lady. In the ancient times, Japan was run by some very rich lords called daimyos. They owned lots of land and had their own armies of samurai warriors. These dolls represent some of the people who lived in the castle of the lord and his lady. Here are the 3 ladies of the court. One is old, one is middle-aged, one is young. They will serve a drink called sake.
On the 3rd step are the 5 court musicians. Sometimes they look like children, and sometimes they look like adults. They carry drums or flutes.
On the 4th step stand an old man and a young man, who are guarding the people who live in the castle.
On the bottom step are the 3 clowns. They entertain the court. There is also a cherry and peach tree, which symbolize springtime. The Japanese girls don't...
Here is a song about the Hinamatsuri dolls on the Hinamatsuri stand. Or Boys' Day is celebrated on May 5th. Every house where young boys live fly brightly colored kites or toy Wilburys on a pole As the wind blows through the cart, it looks as if the fish are swimming upstream, representing courage and strength. Therefore, Tango no Seiko is celebrated to express that each boy will have health, bravery, and success in the coming year.
Oftentimes you will find children solving a problem by playing jump, can, po. Most of you know this game has scissors, paper, rock.
Growing up, many of them take classes in self-defense, such as kendo, karate, or judo. Most children have a hobby which they practice daily, strengthening their skills and standards. But like in America, the favorite sport of all Japanese is baseball. The favorite team is the Tokyo Giants.
Most boys and girls like to take taiko lessons. Taikos are big drums, and the taiko team is the entertainment at many matsuris. They learn many rhythms to play together. This is one of the basic taiko rhythms.
Matsuri with a favorite song. It's a round of two songs. One is about a slow-moving snail. The other song in the round is about an elephant.
The snail is called Mushi. The song says that the snail is hiding. It asks where is its head and where is its sword. They imagine that its tail is a samurai warrior's sword. The elephant is called Zo. The song says that the elephant has big ears and wonders if its mother's ears are also so big.
culture of Japan. Remember, when you meet a Japanese person, you could say, Konnichiwa. Let's say it again.
Konnichiwa.
And now we will say goodbye or sayonara.
Sayonara.
Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
Well, thank you very much. This show has been real special for Mrs. McCall and me because, as you know, I lived in Toba for a year in Japan last year, and then Mrs. McCall came with me and came and visited us for 2 weeks. So this was a real personal show that we wanted to do very much. Come up here. We want to thank the other thing that made this really special to do this was that the Sato family came this year. And Mr. and Mrs. Sato and Yoshi came, and Yoshi doesn't speak any English. And so every day kids have been working with him, and he's been teaching us a little Japanese, and we've been teaching him a little English. So that made the show even richer. Do you want to see that? Oh, this is lovely. We thank you for helping your children. This has been the most wonderful class to work with. They've been so cooperative. They've learned so well. It's been the easiest show that we've ever done, the most fun show, because of your cooperation, and we thank you very much. We want to thank some special people who helped us. For Mrs. Toniaki, I don't know if she is here tonight, but Mrs. Toniaki came and showed us the tea ceremony while the Satos were in Japan. We want to thank Cheryl Vampola and Mary Chavez, who made these beautiful red hoppy coats the boys are wearing. And then Mrs. Chavez made a special rice dessert that comes from her culture, that fit right in with what our theme was. From the Philippines, from her culture, that's right. Oh, excuse me, okay, there's a special Philippine meal. It's not from their culture, but it's a special rice dish that she brought tonight. We want to thank Donna Montgomery, who has been troubleshooting for us and doing all kinds of different things. She made the flower arrangements. She tried her hand at ikebana, and you'll see them tonight on the refreshment table. And Kathy Rainbow, who's been here every Wednesday and helping us behind the scenes and practice and do things. And Karen Tatzel is here every day, helping us in our classroom this morning. You've noticed that it's been videotaped by Bill Budd, and he is back here and has got the whole thing on video, and he will be taking orders at the end of the show. And so you can see it, you'll probably rerun it, you can take a look at it, and you can order one if you want. It's a very good price, considering if you bought the tape and then you went over to Captain Video and paid to have him do it. He's not making much of a profit here. We want to thank Patty Engel, who organized the refreshments, and today we had a lot of fun making sushi, and you'll see all the variety of each person's style of sushi is there. And the news press was here today photographing it, and it's going to have a very nice story about us the Saturday after next, so you look for it in the newspaper. We told the children that everyone can have a piece of sushi and a couple of little snacks, and then after everyone has had one, then you can go back and have some more. And when I stop talking here, I would like you to go to your parents first, and then go with them to have your snack, okay? And they'll show you how to eat the sushi. And you can get a little bit of soy sauce if you want to, and a little bit of wasabi. While you're here at the end, take a look at the pictures back there, because they are drawn by children who live in Toba, the city that I